Okay, sorry about that. My video went off for some reason. So I kind of erased it a little just to back up. But basically, now we are going to make her shirt. We're basically trying to make her body look less like an O and more like her body. So we're just going to make her shirt. So it ends about midway through her body. So we're going to drag that out. And then just do a little bit of some curved lines and attach it back up at the top of that O. And then for her skirt, we're just going to pull that skirt right down and attach it to her apron. And then we can kind of round out her arm a little bit, or soften up her arm so it looks just a little more like an arm. Just smooth it out so it's not so much an O. And pull it up. I think that looks good. I also want you to make a half moon shape that goes from one part of her arm around to the other. So now she has a real hand. Okay. So now that we have her figure, I think we should go ahead and use our eraser. So we're going to erase part of our egg shape. Sorry if you hear my puppy. Okay. So we're going to erase that part of the egg. We're not going to erase her apron, but we are going to erase right in here. Okay. And then I made a line here. I don't think you guys have this line. And then, see where my circle was over here? I'm just going to erase the part of the circle. I'm not going to erase her dress, just her circle. Great. Okay, so now we're ready to work on her face. So she has a nose that looks a little bit like a hot dog. So it's also located above the top of her body. So we're going to kind of put it right out here. The hot dog nose does go in a little bit and out. So I'm just going to make a really nice oval right there, like a hot dog. And then we know that her eyes are above her nose, right? So we're going to put the eyes above her nose, but also off to the left, a little bit more into her face. And we're just going to do a little teardrop. You can even color it in if you want. And then her ear is kind of above her face. So we're just going to do the letter C. We're not going to worry about her spikes quite yet, but that'll be a fun part later. Okay, so now to define her nose a little bit. We're going to just make a curve right up here. And round it out a little. We want to kind of attach it to the face a little bit more and smooth it out. See how she has this really high forehead? So kind of move that line up here. And then I want everybody to just spend a minute and just squint right at her face. And then maybe you can make some spikes. You can either attach her forehead to her ear and then make some spikes, or you can just go ahead and make some spikes. Up to you. It's easier for me to just make a little line. So now I'm going to make a line that's like the line between her bonnet and her face. Just a real light line that connects down to the bottom of her head. And then I'm going to add some spikes. I'll refine those in a little bit too. I think she's got some behind her head too. And then for her bonnet, I just want to kind of make it look a little less like an egg and a little more like that bonnet. Yours might look perfect already. I'm just gonna maybe think she has a little bit of a shoulder, so I'm going to make another kind of C right here. Just bump a little bit of that egg in. Pull that chin down just a little, and then wrap it back up into that nose. She has this nice little smile that's like right at the bottom of her nose. So, okay. Great. So, did you know that Beatrix Potter, she did take formal drawing lessons for years from her, I think she had like a teacher who came to her house. But then after the teacher left, she just went back and did it her own style again. She was formally taught, but she had this very distinct style. I just thought that was kind of interesting. And I think we're going to leave this other hand off. I've seen other images where the arm is like behind her body, so I think we're going to leave it kind of like this. So now we're just going to take our pencil and do any more detail work. I might make a little arc around her eyes, maybe some lines. And right under her chin, do you see how she's got a collar? So I'm going to do a dip and another dip. And then she's got some lines on her shirt too. So you could, if you want to, do some real light lines. Just a couple. She's got a couple big ones on her sleeve too. Remember to do your lines nice and light. I'm making mine a little bit darker so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then she has a little bow over here, but you can't see the whole bow. We only see half the bow. So we're just gonna draw what we see instead of drawing what we think is a bow. So we're just gonna do a line that looks like a little, bent triangle. And then we're gonna pull our ribbon down, make it thicker, and attach it. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm just going to take this and do the same thing. Wherever I see the need to erase part of our egg shape, there's a little bit of an egg on her arm, so I'm gonna just erase that right off of her hand. In her face, I'm gonna erase inside her bonnet where I made extra lines. I'm gonna erase inside her nose so that it's smooth, nice and smoothed out. Okay. And then, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay. And then once you get that, if you need to, you can go back and just make any little adjustments that you see. Okay. I think we'll make most of our other lines with our colors. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna grab whatever I think is easiest to do first. And the easiest one, I think, is the pink for her blouse. So I'm gonna locate a pink, if I have a pink. Oh, here it is. Okay, may need to sharpen it. Sorry if you can hear my puppy. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So for her shirt, I made some lines, so I'm going to color gently around those lines. You can color very softly. You can use your edge if you want. since these are very little, I'm going ahead and using, like, coloring it in how I would normally color in, and I'm not worried about doing a real soft line like this. I am being soft with my color, but I'm holding my pencil as though I were writing. Okay. And then here, over here is where she gets really soft. So that's where I'm going to start using the side. It's also a much bigger space, so it'll be a lot easier to make bigger movements with your pencil on the side like this. So again, you can just throw your pencil down and pick it up just by pinching it. And once you do that, you can maybe fill in a little bit more in certain areas if you want. Uh-oh. Okay. I think that'll be okay. Okay. And then we're just going to fill in here in the arm. And I'm using a little bit more color, pushing down a little bit harder because I really want her arm to pop out. So I'm going to push down a little bit more on my color, but leaving some lines wherever I made a line. Okay. So her apron looks like she does, it's not just completely white. I know that looks okay. If you want to make your apron completely white, you can. But I thought we might just want to add a little bit of color. I don't know if you have maybe like an orange or like a off yellow, or yellow would be good. We're just going to add just a teensy bit of color because she has a little color. Okay. I'm going to throw my pencil down and pick it up from that side just by pinching it. And then as lightly as I can, I'm just going to run my pencil just on some of the edges. I can barely see mine, so I don't know if you can see this. And that just makes a little bit of a nice shadow and shading. It just makes her a little bit less flat and she pops a little bit. Okay, so now I'd like to do this. I am going to use my yellow, but I'm going to push down on it. I'm just going to hold it like like how you would normally hold a pencil, so that I can get a lot of color. I know that hers is a little bit darker, but I want ours to be really nice and bright. You can, to achieve that consistent color, you can cross hatch the whole thing. You can do diagonal and then do diagonal on the other side. That's a great way to do it. You can do back and forth. You can do a mixture of every single thing you want. Okay. So I also see a little bit of yellow in her face and her hands. So I know that she's mainly brown, but I do want to add some yellow in her face too, and her hands. And we'll also color her in brown. And you can go ahead and make some spikes. Also, your pencil might blend with your yellow or with your light brown, and kind of turn it brown a little. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this color. And then I'm going to take a brown. I may have to use a crayon. I don't really like my brown color. Okay. And very pretty lightly color. Ooh, I don't like that either. Okay. we'll color in the rest. Here we go. Just up to her ear. We don't want to color her bonnet. Oh, yeah, I forgot one detail. Yeah, okay, there we go. I think I like this kind of color brown the best, so I'm gonna color it even more. If you want, you can mix that yellow with your brown. Just color, and then take your pencil and do some extra spikes. Not super big spikes. Just so it's not too uniform. We don't want her to be too uniform. Okay. Then go ahead and pick up your pencil again, and we're gonna do her little bonnet lace right on the top. So like how we do clouds, you can make the letter M and then pull it around her face just a little bit, and then stop right as you get to that nose. That looks so cute. That looks so cute. So now we have this. I'm going to I'm going to pull up a different image because I thought we would just add a little bit more just so that we have a little bit more color. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your pencil and draw either an oval or a circle around her. Okay. All right. If you want, you can take a black, or if this is dark enough, this will work well too. So now I want you to, we're going to act as though this circle is almost like a little branch or a leaf. And we are going to make a line, make a line. So I'm just making teardrops. So make a teardrop and pull it back. Make a teardrop on the other side, pull it back. And another teardrop. I'm going to make 3 teardrops in a row. And here I'm going to make 4 teardrops. They don't have to be perfect. They're just leaves, and leaves aren't perfect. Now I'm going to draw a little football for a leaf. Definitely not perfect either. And then on the other side, I'm going to draw some more teardrops that attach to this. Teardrop or football, teardrop. This one I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 teardrops, all attached at the base. See how that kind of looks like a flower? All right, maybe just a couple more. Maybe on the other side. One more little one. Yeah, and yours does not have to look anything like mine. You can have as many or as few as you want. And now it's kind of up to you what colors you want to make your leaves. So I'm definitely going to do a couple in a traditional green. I'm going to do it a good pop of color. But I'm not going to do all of mine the same color. But as many as you want. If you want all of them green, you can make all of them green. Let's see. I'm going to take a darker green and color some more stuff in, more leaves in. Okay. And then I think I might color in this one pink, just because I want to. I want to color in my flower blue, I think, because we don't have any blue. You know what? I wonder if I can pull out. That's good. Okay. I wonder if I have purple. It's blue. Here's a nice dark blue. And I think I want to do a real yellow in the top too. Okay. We got to color her foot. Okay, I'll get the brown. Her shoe looks kind of brown, so there we go. All right, you can add any finishing touches you want on this, but I think this is where we will stop now. You can color this in a little bit darker or with like a different color, like a nice blue. Ooh, I like that. And not next week, because next week is spring break, but the following week, again, we're going to make those bookmarks for your grandparents. So be thinking of good ideas. Let me know if you like the idea of doing a bookmark with a bunch of pretty, pretty flowers on it. All right. I hope you guys have a great, spring break. And take care. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.